That seething, half-luminous cloud-like background carried ineffable hints of something vague and ethereal. A sense of beyondness that felt far less spatial than terrestrial. It gave appalling reminders of the utter remoteness, separateness, desolation, and eon-long death of this untrodden and unfathomed austral realm. We were forced to conclude that beneath the snow and ice lay a prehistoric world of nightmare. These were the exact words used to describe Antarctica by Howard Phillips Lovecraft in one of his novels, At the Mountains of Madness. And although the ancient city from the novel, whose name is unknown to mankind, never existed in our reality, the idea that something unknown may be hidden beneath the ice of the coldest and most unexplored continent on the Earth continues to stir the imagination. Today I would like to talk about the natural and paranormal threats that may await us in Antarctica, and about who or what might be hiding within its snowstorms. If you'd like to support the author, please leave a like and share this video with your friends. For a small YouTuber like me, that is critically important. Pour yourself a cup of tea or get your favorite snack, and I'll begin my story. Opium Birds. The southern reaches of the Earth have been considered dangerous since antiquity. Aristotle in his writings claimed that the climatic conditions of Antarctica were so harsh and unfit for life that humans most likely could not live there at all. Medieval scholars and theologians expanded on this idea through symbolism, giving rise to theories about beings who were not descendants of Adam and could inhabit the harsh edge of creation, a realm that was thought to include the southern pole of Earth itself. After the expeditions of Amundsen and Sgarz, the falseness of these claims became obvious, and yet even in the 21st century, the icy, lifeless continent remains one of the most mysterious places on Earth, giving birth to countless theories, myths, and legends, including non-reality bases, aliens and portals to other worlds, and of course, Antarctica has become yet another place where internet users continue to discover various cryptids. One example is a recent internet trend from TikTok known as Opium Birds. This is a series of so-called memes from 2027, depicting a massive humanoid bird with a long beak, said to inhabit the mountain ranges of Antarctica. These videos are usually accompanied by psychedelic music that has since evolved into an entire genre of its own. According to one theory, the opium bird emits a nerve-paralyzing gas that causes horrific muscle spasms. People affected by this gas began to move in chaotic and terrifying ways, vaguely resembling a strange, distorted dance. When the victim's body becomes dehydrated and completely unable to resist, the bird slowly crushes their bones before devouring them whole. The 2027 meme also has a sort of counterpart, a meme from 2026. Like the opium bird, it also originated on TikTok. In the 2026 meme, we can see a distorted, illustrated bear that for some reason cannot stand on its hind legs and relies on its front limbs. The animal's face is grotesquely warped, and its eyes are located where its ears should be, and in the background you can hear a verse speech, adding to the sense of unease and strangeness. However, it's worth noting that this bear is located in the Arctic, on the pole opposite of Antarctica. This depiction contains no clear backstory, which is why so many theories have formed around it. One theory suggests that the bear is a mutated creature resulting from a nuclear war. If this theory is to be believed, the background may represent the effects of a nuclear winter, although polar bears do naturally live in snowy regions. Although another more realistic theory claims that the bear's mutations were caused by the activities of the oil extraction company ConocoPhillips, particularly its Willow project. The project has indeed caused harm to bear populations in Alaska, and according to this interpretation, the meme may be showing what awaits polar bears as soon as this year. The meme also has several variations, which are considered to be other subspecies of this creature. They are believed to be extremely hostile and may even possess paranormal traits. Either way, we're already in 2026, and who knows, perhaps we will truly come to understand the meaning of these memes in the near future. Ningen and Bloop. The Southern Ocean, formed from the reaches of the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans, surrounds Antarctica. It's known for its extreme conditions, storms that can last several consecutive days, Waves reaching heights of up to 15 meters and vast numbers of icebergs make navigation extremely difficult. On medieval maps, colossal monsters were often depicted, inhabiting primarily the southern regions of the realm. According to myths and legends, the southern seas were homes to dragons of the southern winds, giant krakens, and in some of them, even the Christian Leviathan. By the 21st century, Leviathan has yet to be found, but krakens do, in fact, exist. These are the giant and colossal squids that primarily inhabit the Southern Ocean. Their bodies can reach up to 14 meters in length and weigh as much as 500 kilograms. During the rise of digital technology, Japanese users of the ancient form 2chan began reporting the existence of something unknown to humanity and said to inhabit the coastal waters of Antarctica. This creature was described as colossal in size, roughly 30 meters long, with a streamlined, mermaid-like body and a head resembling that of a human. The word Ningen translates from Japanese as human, although it is most often considered a subspecies of whales. The first alleged encounters occurred among Japanese researchers involved in the scientific program JARPA. In reality, this program served as a cover for Japan's whaling industry, created to bypass the UN ban on whaling in the Southern Ocean. One theory suggests that the Japanese government, having discovered the Ningen, deliberately concealed evidence of their existence, as public knowledge could interfere with the whale research. Another theory claims that Ningen is simply an internet legend, created to attract attention to the extermination of whales by Japanese companies. And yet the Southern Ocean truly teems with creatures whose sheer size captures the imagination. This phenomenon is known as polar gigantism and is associated with high oxygen levels in the water, a lower number of predators, and reduced metabolic rates due to low temperatures. Polar invertebrates can be dozens of times larger than their relatives elsewhere on Earth. However, there is something whose size surpasses even the boldest assumptions. What you just heard is an ultra-low frequency sound discovered by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. It lasted for nearly a minute and was detected by sensors over 5,000 kilometers away. In terms of power, the sound is comparable to a small underwater explosion. However, while an explosion reaches its peak in milliseconds, the bloop persisted for almost an entire minute. A human located within 20 meters of the bloop's source would, with high probability, suffer instant death from ruptured lungs and massive internal hemorrhaging. Christopher Fox, an oceanographer at NOAA, stated in an interview with the New Scientist that he did not believe the bloop to be artificial in origin, and its acoustic profile resembles that produced by animals. However, he admitted that he cannot imagine the scale of a creature capable of generating a sound of such magnitude. Even by the most conservative estimates, the organism responsible for the bloop would have to be between 100 and 150 meters long, though some internet users speculate sizes measured in kilometers. And although the official explanation states that the bloop was caused by seismic processes within Antarctic ice, the idea that something truly colossal may share this planet with us makes life feel a little more fascinating and far less predictable. One can only hope that if the bloop does exist, human contact with it will remain unlikely. Organism 46-B. Surprisingly, bodies of water exist not only around Antarctica, but on the continent itself. One such example is Lake Vostok, a lake covering an area of 12,500 square kilometers and reaching a depth of 1 kilometer. It is located in the eastern part of the continent beneath a 4-kilometer thick layer of ice, and yet has been isolated for 25 million years. Directly above the lake sits Vostok Station, which belongs to the Russian Federation. This could have been an educational and informative segment of this video, if not for one disturbing fact. Russian scientists managed to drill a narrow tunnel down to the lake and extract a small sample of its water. Within that water, they discovered microorganisms capable of surviving extreme conditions, fundamentally changing how we view this body of water. The fact that life existed in the lake throughout all 25 million years of isolation makes its evolutionary path extremely unpredictable. Could something in Lake Vostok pose a threat to humanity? Internet authors asked themselves the same question, and from it was born a creepypasta known as Organism 46b. According to the story, a group of Soviet scientists encountered a monstrous organism while diving into Lake Vostok, a creature that would later be designated as 46b. Below are the words of the expedition member named Anton Padalka. It deliberately disabled our communications, demonstrated the ability to affect living organisms from a distance, and released a paralytic toxin into the water, which led to the death of one of our team members. During the dives, the creature repeatedly attacked our group, paralyzing people and forcing them to behave unnaturally, for killing and consuming them. Later, 46b began actively pursuing us, demonstrating the ability to mimic humans by taking the form of a diver and launching sudden attacks. During our escape attempt, one of my colleagues managed to sever one of the creature's tentacles, but even the detached limb continued to pose a lethal threat. Eventually, we succeeded in capturing 46b and bringing it to the surface, after which it was confiscated by Russian authorities, who officially stated that no discoveries had been made. It's a compelling story, of course, but the fact that descending to such depths without a specialized suit that completely isolates the diver from the surrounding environment, including toxins, is impossible leaves little room for the story to be real. Still, the creepypasta itself is genuinely fascinating, and who knows, perhaps Lake Vostok truly does conceal something sinister. And that brings us to the end of this video about the southernmost continent on Earth and its cryptids. If you enjoyed the video, I recommend subscribing to the channel, and I hope you never cross paths with opium birds or any other creepy things in the water. And thank you for watching.